Socioeconomical, my Lord and Savior. Is Jah, King of all kings, Lord of lords, conquering lion, child Judah, like for thyself, and is the light of the world. Socioeconomical, Rastafari, Socioeconomical, first and forevermore. See ya. And give thanks like honorables for a night to have time to honor the works of His Majesty, I step on the golden throne. The Jah rise, and let all the enemies be scattered. The then the hate Jah flee before Him. Jah Rastafari. Yes, the European cultures allowed I and I to see the African culture as witchcraft. Whereas I and I every day is practicing what is accepted in the Christianity and in other religions that are mostly known, such as Islam. These two religions, which were whereby Christianity was created in Africa and Alexandria, whereby Islam was also scripted by Africans for the Arabs, in order to free the slaves that were taken into captivity by the European colonizers, using the Christianity as their tool. So in this time, and I come in fullness. This time, and I come with the universal religion. And I come with African culture. And I come the culture of our ancestors. Those who fought the invaders of Egypt long ago. Till this time. Rastafari, King Haile Selassie, first and forevermore. Sing. Sithi sibalize bonke abakuthi babekhona besinceda bebesebenza bebenza okulungileyo. Sithi sibulele kubo for uthando nembeko abasinike namhlanje nengqiqo nempumelelo. Sithi sibulele kusonina nini kusimakade kumele ngqanga uthokothele ugalo nabo. Sibulele inkosi yamakhosi, sibulele inkosikazi, sibulele kunomkhubulwane, sibulele kuba bonke abo lapha emhlabeni umnyathelo. So lonke abakuthi nawe abasondeleyo kuthi zonke iziduko zami, lakwaXhosa, zonke iziduko zami zalapha eAfrika, zonke iziduko zami zaseNibhiba mazidibane namhlanje silwele iAfrika izawuthi ikhululeke kule ngcinezelo ikuyo abantu bakuthi. Siyabulela ke emdali ke, sithi sibulele nangencebiso nangothando nembeko nentobelano osinika yona namhlanje kodebe naphakade. Emperor Haile Selassie nempress Swalatheke Yogisa Jah Rastafari King Selassie first and forevermore. Sina Uya. ethi this is my new mixture. I've been blessed by the gods of Africa. In this study of African herbs, I found myself in the same belt as our assassinated elder in 2014, Dr. Sepi, and the rest of the other traditional doctors of Africa, even in America, Native Americans, who've been curing I from all diseases, ailments. We as the African people, we were never sick people in the past. We as the African people, we always had a way to cure ourselves, to heal ourselves. This knowledge has been passed down from millions of years ago. Even years before even the great Anunnaki came to Earth, 445,000 BC, 500,000 years, the first Anunnaki. The one was the King of Kings, but was absurd. He was usurped by Lord Anu due to his mistreatment of the Nibiru people. So we can say, in retrospect, it is Allah who first came here on earth from Nibiru, the Nibirians. But when they came here, yes, the Africans were already here. We were already here as Africans. We already live here. We've already studied our environment. That is to say, if you look at science itself, you find that science comes from Egypt. And Egypt is in Africa. And the Greeks, which were taught by the high priests of Egypt, i.e. Herodotus, Socrates, these men of them, all these scientists, Pythagoras, Newton took knowledge from the forerunners of science according to the European culture, which by far was the Greeks, who really taught our arts and sciences. And then the Greeks, they took our knowledge, our Egyptian knowledge, and they plagiarized it. They took many sciences and knowledges. For instance, the alphabet didn't come from Europe. Yes, you see, this kind of thing we are talking about. That, and I should read. The only way we as Africans can be free from the neo-colonialism, capitalism, is through going back to our history and reading books. You see? African socialism, Pan-Africanism. Those words were uttered by Mphathi Selassie and the great African heroes such as King Mangaliso Sobukwe, King Bantu Biko, King Kwame Nkrumah, King Sekou Toure. There's many African great leaders I can mention. If you can look at their scripts, they all saying the same word codes. Pan-Africanism. United States of Africa. You see? Africa for African. Those are torn and abroad. You see? African socialism. You see? African culture. African history. African hymns. You see? So we find that all we need to do is to give ourselves time to read history. We cannot say, such as the Rastafari movement, you see, one of the spiritual obstacles of the Rastafari movement, why it's not fully developed in South Africa, is because no one really knows what African socialism is today. Some people don't read. Unfortunately, some of the Rastas, they don't read politics. Because some of the elders, they used to say politics are evil. Mind you that the King of Kings that we praise is the greatest politician in history in this time. So, and why I'm saying that the obstacle, the spiritual obstacle for the Rastafari, I'm saying it because if you can look at most of the Rastas, they live like the African people here in South Africa who live the European culture. So basically most of the Rastas are already practicing European culture. Whereas we as Rastafari, we're supposed to be practicing African culture. We're supposed to be following African socialism, not capitalism. Unfortunately, most of the Rastas are not even aware of even what these words mean, you see. So that's why I'm saying, the day most of the 3+ million Rastas of South Africa start to be educated, re-educated in terms of ancient Egypt, the ancient history of Africa, that would be the rise of the rebirth of the theocracy government, which came from Abyssinia to Emperor Selassie, the government of Bishop Charles Tapada, Mr. Bonaparte. So, in closing, these herbs, if they are free, I didn't pay any money to get these herbs. Even if you can buy these herbs from other Rastas or other African people, it's good to support African economy. But these herbs, you can get them in the mountain. In Africa, especially in the culture I come from, which is the African culture, the Xhosa culture, we have people who are called Amagwe. Now these royalties, they are the ones who are get initiated in terms of medicine, because Qhegha means, translated to English, means basically doctor. So they are initiated and they learned all these herbs. So in this time, we give thanks and praises for everything which is good, even for the learning of the herbs and for the righteousness that Rastafari provide in these times. Even as we know, we will continue with this lesson. Let me ponder upon these now. I hope everything goes well with all I know. Selassie Jah, Rastafari, King Selassie, first and forevermore, Sila. Empress Walatakio Kisaicha, Rastafari, King Selassie, first and forevermore, Sila. His Majesty Ayubja, Rastafari, King Selassie, first and forevermore, Sila. Empress Alatakio Kisaija, Rastafari, King Haile Selassie, first and forevermore. Sila. Give thanks unto him and unto her. Them step on the golden throne. Give I strength, eyes to do shall we. I blessings upon thee, O Father. Hunger be fed, naked blooded, sick be nourished, aged be protected, and the infants be cared for. And leave I from the hand of I enemies. That I must be fruitful in these perilous days. When I enemies are past in decay, the depths of the sea, the depths of the earth, in the will of the beast, shall provide a place for I, thy ever living King. This I ask in thy great and terrible name, Je, Rastafari, thrown unto the King of Kings, Lord of Lords, conquering lion, tribe of Judah, elect of thyself, the light of thy world. I and I own thy divine majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie, the first ancient king of vibration, thought to be King Alpha, Queen Omega, at beginning without end, first and forever. Protector of all human faith, and the ruler of universe. So I hail, for I giant king, Emperor Haile Selassie, Je, Rastafari, Selassie, first and forevermore. Sila, blessed love.
In this time, it can be pleasantly eerie. Things we'll never see, taking the place simultaneously. Split for steamers or kochi. Rasta affect all of meditation in a stand firmly. Soul exploitation over legitimate needs. Isolation is xenophobia that prosperity feel. Shock black, the black stop, it was the resource greed. The world I bleed. All through the course of history, similar scene. Rastafari conquering. The drastic back of the egos megalithic. Where the skeptic is disseminating to the critic. It was a live news read. Live news read. Live news read. In a horrific, them get specific how much victim. People value life and limb. Call the king of kings. Him with the lineage ring. With the lineage ring. Call the king of kings. The world I bleed. All to the course of history, similar scene. Rastafari conquering. The drastic part of egos megalithic, where the skeptic is disseminating to the critic. It was a live news reel. A live news reel in a horrific, them get specific. Who much victim, people who value life and limb. Call the king of kings with the lineage ring. With the lineage ring. The lineage ring. Hey, 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 world of bleed. All to the course of history is similar scene. Rastafari conquering. The drastic park of egos megalithic, where the skeptic is disseminating to the critic. It was a live news reel. Live news reel in a horrific, them get specific. How much victim people who value life and limb. Call the king of kings with the lineage ring. Him with the lineage ring.